lovely day here in the garden, but I'm really excited because it's time to finally start some seeds. I'm going to be doing my seeds in a bunch of different smaller batches this year because I only have a certain amount of space to start seeds. So in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I'm planning on winter sowing this year. This is where you plant your seeds in milk jugs or juice jugs and then you just leave them outside. I did this last year and it worked really well for the hearty annuals and vegetables that I had. The salad mix worked really well for me, so I have a bunch of different salad greens, lettuce, kale, Swiss chard, and spinach. I have these two which worked really well last year. I have the purple peacock broccoli and the mini broccoli. Last year my purple peacock broccoli did way better in the winter jugs than it did even starting them inside. I've got 2 onions, I've got green onions and I've got the storage onions. And I'm also doing 3 different flowers, cornflowers, which worked really well for me last year, and lupins. And new for this year, this one I'm excited about, we have sweet peas. So I'm gonna try this sweet pea mix in the winter jugs. And the idea is, in this area right here, we're planning on putting a little archway. So the sweet peas will hopefully grow up and cover the arch. That's an exciting one to try. We'll see how it works. Got 2 seeds left here to plant. We're gonna do the lupins and we're gonna do the cornflowers. The cornflowers worked really, really well last year in the winter jugs. And the lupins did as well. We're trying to sort of cover all the weedy spots on this property with lupins eventually and wildflowers. So I'm just gonna poke some holes in the bottom. The milk jugs are really soft, so I like to use the X-Acto for this one. And I just poke 4 little holes in the bottom. And then for these harder plastic juice jugs, I like to use the drill. So the nice thing about winter sowing is that it's really inexpensive. Really all you need to do this is some potting soil. Got a nice potting soil here, and you can save milk jugs after you're done with them. And also, one of the reasons that I like it the best is it saves you a lot of time. So these seedlings, I'm not gonna have to do anything with these. I'm really just gonna plant them in here and I'm gonna leave them outside. You don't have to harden them off when you are putting the seedlings out in the garden. You don't even have to water them. In my area we get enough rain, it just goes right through the top of the jug and you don't have to worry about it. So I've got a bucket full of potting soil and you just want to pre-moisten that. So take a little bit of water and dump it in. And try and get a nice potting soil if you can. This is all the nutrients your seedlings will have while they're growing. I'm going to do the cornflowers first here. Poke a few little holes. I'm going to put maybe 10 in here. These will get divided. So this is gonna clear a lot of space, things I don't have to start inside, which is nice. And the reason I've chosen these certain things to plant this year is because these are sort of the hardy flowers and vegetables, the ones that can handle cool weather, and those did the best for me. All of these are still very useful. It gets tons of seeds off my plate that I don't have to worry about. And it's a lot of fun. It's like Christmas. You open up the jug and it's full of little seedling babies. I found last year that adding a little vermiculite on top really helped with the germination rate, so I'm just going to sprinkle some vermiculite on top. You're going to spray it. And then we're just going to duct tape it closed. This is probably the hardest part, and one of the reasons I like these juice jugs is they're way easier to tape. Okay, and then the last one is the lupins. So these lupins are perennial. And I grew these last year. I put 7 or 8 in there. Doesn't matter if they're a little bit squished because you're gonna take them out and divide them into smaller pieces. I potted these up into bigger pots before I planted them in the garden. Whoops. There we go. The last step is to label it, which is very important. I just put the, I'm actually gonna use a new piece. I just put the name of the seed, and I also put the date that I started it, just so I can keep track of what works best for next year. So there they are, they're done. I'm gonna add them to the other winter jugs that I already started. And the next video I'm gonna do is gonna be starting my indoor seeds.